Hello, DDSA family. This is Demetrice, and we are back again this Thursday for your Business Tip Thursday. This is video number 3, and out of all the videos that I have done so far for the Business Tip Thursday, I think this one is the most exciting to create. And the reason I feel that this is the most exciting is because I feel that this particular video, which is the introduction to who Demetrice Dowdell Success Academy really is, I feel like this one is the most personable one. It's really up close and personal of letting you venture into what Demetrice Dowdell Success is all about, how it became into existence, and really getting to know who I am and what I'm passionate about bringing you the resources that you need in order to be successful with starting and operating a healthcare business. And we'll jump right into the introduction. Much of my career it has been in nursing. I have my bachelor's degree in nursing. I am a registered nurse, and I have my master's degree in business administration. And a lot of my nursing career has ranged through different spectrums of the healthcare system, and it has ranged from direct patient care to nursing administration, where I am actually overseeing nurses and making sure that the care that is being delivered properly, as well as putting processes in place in order to make sure that the organization is running based off of federal and state guidelines, so that they're able to make sure that they're providing the best patient care, as well as being able to pass the survey process. So I have a vast number of years in that area of the healthcare arena. One of the things that I discovered early in my career is that I really had a passion for entrepreneurship. So I knew from the very beginning that I wanted to go into business for myself. And I knew that from the very beginning that I wanted it to be a healthcare business. So one of the things that I started when I started the first set of companies that I opened in the past, a lot of the things that I discovered with that is, one, starting a healthcare business, the resources were scarce. It is very scarce. It's one of those businesses where you really have to do your research in order to understand how to open it and how to run it and get this organization off the ground. And my husband, which has been a great support system in helping to get some of these ventures that I've had in the past started, we have really had some sleepless nights on just doing the research to put these businesses together and also to be able to implement these businesses. But like many entrepreneurs that start out, we made a lot of mistakes in the past. And we wanted to make sure that the mistakes that we went through and we had to learn by trial and error, one of the things that was birthed out of that was the passion to be able to give people the opportunity, the knowledge that they need in order to save them from some of the things that we had to go through in order to learn how to open these healthcare businesses, which we're going to go into a little bit more later. But on our journey, there were two things that we definitely continuously ran into. And that was, one, we found a lot of people, as well as ourselves in this category, as not knowing where to start to even begin a healthcare business. And the second category we found ourselves that we were relating to is that once we got the license, what do we do now? What do we do with this business? Okay. Now, being able to recognize those two categories That is one of the strong points for Demetrice Dowdell Success Academy, because that is where we fit in. That is where our model fit in at, with helping people to get from that point of either I really don't know what to do or how to get started with starting a healthcare business, or I've got the license for this business. Now, what do I do from here with this license? And there are four main type of businesses that we specialize in helping entrepreneurs get started that have an interest in the healthcare industry. And that is the assisted living facility, the adult family care home, the non-skilled home health agency, and the Homemaker and Companion Agency. And with those particular four areas, we help entrepreneurs answer those two most valuable questions. Now, the next thing that we wanted to save individuals that are looking to start this type of healthcare business is save them the trouble of not having a plan. Okay, I know that you've heard the saying that if you don't have a plan, then plan to fail. I can tell you firsthand that that is a true statement. That is a very true statement. Early on, when my husband and I decided to open the very first healthcare company, which was the agency that we started, we did not have a plan in place, like so many new entrepreneurs and that enter into this business. They're not planning effectively. And what you'll find is you're leaning more on your healthcare part of as your strong point, because as healthcare providers, we tend to we tend to be nurturers, and we tend to pull on that particular perspective, and we neglect the fact that there is another part that goes with this, which includes the business part. And if you check out the videos for video 1 and video 2, what you'll be able to see is that I break down a formula of healthcare plus business equals success. And with having a plan in place, you're able to look at your business plan, and you're able to prepare yourself for some of the things, the obstacles that may come your way with running a healthcare organization. You're able to prepare yourself and then be able to make adjustments to how you approach these changes or these obstacles as they come your way. So the very first thing that I definitely want you to understand is that having a plan in place is a vital part of being able to operate a successful healthcare business. Startup money. Now, a lot of times we hear that businesses need startup money, and for some reason in the healthcare business, there is this rumor that you need tons and tons and tons and tons of money in order to start a healthcare business. That is not true. Now, I am going to say, as like anything, you want to use wisdom, because there is startup costs associated with starting a healthcare businesses, and there are a few of healthcare businesses where it does specifically let you know how much startup money that you have to be able to show in order to begin your process with owning a healthcare business. But the four that we're focusing on at this time, there is not a set amount that you need to have put up. But I always say, just as a business person, what I always say is, rule of thumb is that you want to have at least 3 months of income to be able to start up this business. What do you mean by that, Demetrice? Well, what I mean by that is, one, you may need to either have income that you know that you can have generated being coming in, whether you're still working part-time, and putting some money to the side, for the business, or you calculate what you're going to need to start this particular business, put it to the side, and expect to have that money to the side and enough to be able to do and carry on day-to-day functions for at least 3 months. Okay, that's what I mean by that. Now, like I said, the 4 that we specialize in, there's nothing that says you have to have X amount of money specifically set aside. But knowing what I know now, a good rule of thumb is to set aside at least 3 months worth of income. Now, advice to entrepreneurs. Here's the thing that I want healthcare, because that is what we focus on. That is the startup companies that I love. When you are looking to start a entrepreneur experience with a healthcare company, the main thing that I want you to be able to do, the first thing that I want you to be able to do, is make sure that you know or research what it is that you are trying to start. You need to know and understand your business inside out. If you don't understand that process, you need to be able to find the resources, which Demetrice Dowdell Success Academy is here for you, to be able to help you understand what it is that you're opening, what it is that you're getting started. Okay? The second thing for new entrepreneurs, you want to have a plan in place. I cannot stress that enough. You need to have a plan, because with that written plan, and it needs to be written, with that written plan, you are able to plan effectively and save yourself some of the troubles that comes along, that obstacles come and you don't know how to handle them. Because if you're trying to run a business by the seat of your pants, it's not going to last very long. And you're going to find yourself having to close your doors within 1 or 2 years of operation, because you didn't know which way to come. You didn't even know what was going to hit you. Okay. The third thing that I would like to advise entrepreneurs that are looking to do business in healthcare is to make sure that you know and understand that healthcare is one of the most regulated industries in the world. Okay, healthcare is the most heaviest when it comes to being regulated. So what you need to make sure that you understand is that you understand, or you hire a consultant to be able to help you understand your state and federal guidelines, and to make sure that you have processes in place to be able to make sure that you're delivering those processes according to your state and federal rules and regulations. Okay, so some of those processes that you need to look at putting in place is your risk management system. And all risk management is, and don't let that word scare you, we talk about some of those big words, but all risk management really means is that it is a set of organized systems that you have in place within your organization that protects your organization from being legally hit with fines or lawsuits. Okay, and that's part of what I love as part of my healthcare career, as part of my business career. I love that particular area of risk management, and that's one of my strong points. So I want to just definitely make sure that we point out some of those things for you. And like I say, the last piece of advice, what I want to give you is, I don't care how many times you have to start over. You know, maybe there were some things that you started, maybe have started a business before, and you know it didn't do exactly what you wanted it to do. Maybe there were things that that you started the business and then maybe you don't understand how to grow that business. I don't care how many times you have to start over. Giving up is never an option. It's never an option. When I realized that there was more to the healthcare business, and I realized that I had to do something about this because, I felt in the beginning, oh my gosh, I'm failing at this business things. I don't understand. Giving up was not an option. So what I did was I went back to school and I obtained my master's degree in business, and I began to understand and put together the whole concept of how to run this business from a caregiver perspective as well as a business perspective. And I'm not saying that you have to go out and get a master's degree in business. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying, and I am stressing to you, is that you must know and understand your business. So yes, there are going to be times that you'll need to take workshops. Yes, there are going to be times that you'll need to get connected to organizations depending on the type of business that you run and operate. You're going to have to get connected to some of these organizations. And yes, you are going to have to continuously learn about your healthcare business because healthcare changes. The way we do things, the way we approach things in healthcare, it changes. So I definitely want to let you know that it is possible. That is how Demetrice Dowdell Success Academy came into existence. It's because once we recognize that a healthcare business as a whole has more than one component, and that individuals that are wanting to go into this business need help with understanding part of that concept and need help with understanding part of which way and how do they start and how they grow their organization. That is how Demetrice Dowdell Success Academy was born. So we are here to help you with your starting your business. We want you to be successful, and we want you to be able to know and feel comfortable with approaching us, knowing that we have your interest at hand. It is either we've been through it, we have experience with going through it, we have hands-on experience, we have a wealth of knowledge in the healthcare field, we have connections, in the healthcare field, in different organizations that really helps us to be strong at what we do and being able to stand by what we can provide. So I wanted to be able to let you in on this part of Demetrice Dowdell Success Academy, and to make sure that you go to our Facebook page and like and follow our Facebook page, because every Thursday we do produce different healthcare tips business tips. We produce different business tips to help you grow your healthcare organization. And we also post different workshops and different events that we are hosting in order for you to be successful. And we have many exciting things that we are doing here at Demetrice Dowdell Success Academy, because we have one thing and one goal in mind, and that's to make sure that you are successful with starting your healthcare business. Thank you very much for tuning in to video number 3. And I really, really, really look forward to seeing you at one of our next events. See you next Thursday.